What's up everyone and welcome to Video Game Book Club. It is time for a VGBC Q&A, so let's go ahead and get into some questions. What's up everyone and welcome to part of the Game Loft here. I'm going to answer some questions. Most of these have come from our Discord server, which is linked right here if you want to join that. There's an AMA channel, just go in there and ask whatever type of question you really want to. You can also ask over on Twitter or even in the comments below. So whatever you want to do, however you want to get your question to us, we'll try to do our best to answer them. Alright, so this first one is, what was the first game you remember playing and does it hold up to your nostalgia? So the first game that I remember playing was The Adventures of Lolo on the NES with my uncle on Christmas Eve at my grandparents' house with all of the family around. And to this day, yes, that game still does hold up to my nostalgia. I play that game constantly, at least once a year, probably a lot more. I absolutely love The Adventures of Lolo, Lolo 2, Lolo 3, all of them. Love them all. Your favorite video game movie? So I don't know if that means like your favorite movie based off of a video game or your favorite movie about video games. So if it's the latter, my favorite movie about video games is probably The Wizard. Favorite console or video game of all time? So my favorite console, probably unironically, is the NES, the original Nintendo. Probably a lot for nostalgia reasons, but a lot of those good games that were on that console are still pretty good today. And the second part of this question is your favorite game of all time, and my favorite game of all time is actually probably on that console as well, and that is DuckTales. Absolutely love DuckTales. Hands down favorite game of all time. What is your favorite TV show? This one's going to be tough to answer. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, it's usually like a Netflix thing, so I don't know if that counts as a TV show, but I would say Stranger Things is really good. Game of Thrones is really good. Silicon Valley is really good. Here I say I don't watch a lot of TV and I'm just like rambling off shows. Probably one of those three. And then Friday and Saturday nights I watch Live PD because I have nothing better to do with my life. So there's that too. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Sonic movie? So the posters haven't been good. He looks really disproportional. He's got like a huge, massive upper body and these humongous calves. Now, I don't want to rag on it too hard until we actually see it. There was that one poster that had him on like the cop car or whatever, and you could see his face, and that didn't look too terribly bad. But I don't think it's going to be good. They have a great voice actor for Sonic, like he's really good and he's really funny. But I don't see this movie being very good. I kind of see Detective Pikachu blowing it out of the water, so. Do you think the Super Mario movie will be good? I do. I really do think that the Super Mario movie will be good. It is the studio that's behind, Despicable Me and the Minions, and say what you will about them, they do decent work with their animation. Shigeru Miyamoto is going to be all over this movie. He's going to have his hand in just about absolutely everything. People were worried about Mario plus Rabbids, the Kingdom Battle game with Ubisoft, with it having the Rabbids in it, and that turned out to be a pretty good game. Probably one of my top games on the Switch right now is Mario Rabbids. So with Shigeru Miyamoto having his hand all over this and Illumination, kind of being reined in a little bit, I do think that the Super Mario movie will be pretty good, especially considering it's sticking with the animated style that Mario is and not doing a live action thing like Sonic's doing and making Sonic look like this atrocious monster. Would you ever want to voice a character in a video game, and if so, who? I don't really know who. I don't think that I could voice a character that has already been established. But yes, I would absolutely voice a character in a video game. And I would really want that video game to be something in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I know I can't be Sora, I can't be Riku, Kairi. I don't think I could be Kairi's voice. But, make a new character. Give me a new character and I'll voice them. I don't know if I have the voice to do it or the ability to do voice acting, but I'd love to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Do you like gyro aiming in FPS games? The only experience I have with gyro aiming is in Splatoon, and I wasn't very good at it, so no, I did not like it. I know that is the preferred method for a lot of people, but for me, no, absolutely not. Don't like gyro aiming. What is your favorite video game remake? DuckTales Remastered on the Wii U or whatever else you wanted to play it on is probably it's probably my favorite remake. They did a really good job with it. They added in some stuff, but they didn't take away from the core of DuckTales, and I love DuckTales, so I thought that was really good. And of course, it was by Way Forward, who makes Shantae, which is another one of my all-time favorite series of games right now. Do you like Chick-fil-A? Yes. What were your first gaming memories? So I'm going to consider this a little bit different question than what was the first game you ever remember playing. But some of my first gaming memories are part of that. My uncle brought his NES to our family get-together for Christmas Eve. And it was this huge family ordeal back then. Family members were still living. Family members still lived close. They hadn't moved away yet. So we had a house full of people, and my uncle brought over his NES, hooked it up to the family room TV, and we sat there all night and just played DuckTales and Lolo and Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, all of those. We actually beat all of them. And, that night was just so much fun for me as a kid, and what I remember. I don't remember anything else about that Christmas Eve. I don't remember what presents I got. I don't remember what we ate. I don't remember anything other than sitting on the living room couch next to my uncle, holding the NES controller, playing Chip and Dale with him, passing the controller back and forth during DuckTales, trying to help him like he really needed the help, but trying to help him figure out the puzzles in Lolo, and then he would help me with some puzzles in Lolo. It was a lot of fun, and I miss those days, and I kind of wish I could have those all back, but life moves on, and unfortunately that happens. So that is probably my first gaming memory. I don't really remember touching video games much before then. I probably did. I just don't remember it, other than that vivid memory of that Christmas Eve. Do you like the US version of Super Mario Bros. 2? Yes, absolutely. It's probably also in my top 10 games of all time. I actually love it so much that I went and bought the Famicom version of it because it's called Super Mario USA. Because at this point, everyone knows that what we got as Super Mario Bros. 2 was just a reskin of Doki Doki Panic from Japan, because they thought that the real Super Mario Bros. 2 was too hard for Americans. So we later got that as the Lost Levels. But yes, Super Mario Bros. 2 US version, one of my favorite games, hands down. Absolutely love that game. Play through it all the time. Alright, so here's a lengthy one. Have you ever watched any anime or video game anime or cartoon? If so, which, and do you think that they are good and possibly hold up to this day? Also, which ones are your favorite? So, unfortunately, I don't watch a lot of anime. I respect anime. I wish I could get into anime, but really, technically, the only 3 that I've ever paid any attention to, if you want to count Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z as 2 separate ones, then it's 4. But Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the Pokemon anime when I was little, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And probably out of all of those, as much as I love Pokemon and as much as I loved Yu-Gi-Oh!, I want to say that my favorite was the original Dragon Ball. I thought Dragon Ball Z was good. I think Dragon Ball Z Kai did a lot to get more people into Dragon Ball Z, because it took out all of that filler crap that didn't really progress the story. It just kind of slowed everything down. But all-time favorite has to be the original Dragon Ball. I just thought that it was very well done. And let's see, he also asks, which ones are your favorite? Dragon Ball possibly hold up to this day. I think Dragon Ball does, and I think Dragon Ball Z does to a point. I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! To this, in the modern time with how old I am now. I did just start over with Pokemon. It doesn't really hold up as well as I thought it would. I Still enjoyed it. I'm watching it with my daughter, so you know, we're having fun going through the seasons that way. But I think Dragon Ball, honestly. It's a plain answer. It's a non-anime fan answer. But I respect anime. I just don't get to watch a lot of it. So yeah, Dragon Ball, absolutely. And that was it. Hopefully I answered your question. Hopefully you know a little bit more about me now or about the channel. And we will see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Well, thanks for sticking around till the end of this video. Here's 2 more videos just in case you enjoyed what you saw in this one, and if you really enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe, and also click that little bell icon just so you get updated every time we post a new video. And until next time, take care.